it is a very special place.
Some really special people.
Like, the Art Center is a great place to go if you want to learn more.
I guess it's just joy.
Orange, Virginia is a small town. It has about 5,000 residents. Yet it has a resource that is the envy of towns 2 and 3 times its size. The Art Center in Orange rotates cutting-edge art exhibits monthly, runs a Virginia artist gift shop, free Saturday activities, a summer art camp for kids, teaches classes in everything from acrylics to oils, sculpture to ceramics, colored pencil drawing to jewelry making. Most importantly, the Art Center in Orange reaches out to its community, offering award-winning programs in schools, care centers, nursing homes, to the young and the old, the abled and the disabled. The Art Center in Orange are bringing people to the arts, and the arts to the people.
I honestly thought what a lot of people think, that this is, they don't understand that it's a community art center. I think a lot of people think that it's more of an artist club, a place just for artists.
The Art Center has always been a community art center, and that's what we've always wanted. So we had to be very careful that we made sure that everything we did was for the benefit of the community.
And I hope everybody learns that, where the kids understand it. Kids feel very comfortable here. They know where all their supplies are. But I think a lot of adults still don't understand that this is a resource for the community, and I hope we can communicate that.
And so we're a very unusual art center for offering as much activity as we have for a community our size.
I think we have attracted home buyers. I'm pretty sure. They come in and they tell us. First they're amazed, a little skeptical. Why does this town have this great art center? Yeah.
From the first time you walk in here and you go to one of the kids' summer camps, and there are 8 or 10 or 12 kids in there, and they're all covered in paint or clay or whatever, and they've got the biggest grin on their face. And once you see that, that's what makes it so special. That's what makes me come back, week after week.
It all started when artists Megan Marlatt and Linda Marston Reed, along with 11 other interested citizens, met in Reed's living room back in 1996. By the next year, the fledgling art center was up and running, with Amy Hunt as executive director. Their first fundraiser was a fishbowl event. People dropped checks, dollar bills, even loose change into a fishbowl. One of its early homes was a vacant space made available by frame shop owners Larry Buchanan and Enrique Kigel. Then, with the help of a loan from Louisa Bradford, it moved to what is now its permanent home on Main Street, the old Orange Furniture Store, made available for nominal rent by its owner, former town mayor Bob Morin. Following Morin's death, his family continued his legacy of generosity by donating the building to the Art Center. Since then, an army of volunteers has brought the Art Center in Orange to where it is today.
We've been really blessed. There are volunteers. Yeah. Thank you, volunteers.
It hasn't always been easy. There was the $17,000 roof leak and the $50,000 heat pump. To raise money for these projects, the Art Center hosted more fishbowl and added Gaga Gala events.
One of the things we learned early on is that we wouldn't do anything we didn't have the money for, because so many arts organizations overextend themselves too early and therefore just sort of kill themselves. So we've been very careful about money from the very beginning.
Not long after the Art Center in Orange became organized, founding member Megan Marlatt was handed a sheaf of papers by a social worker. Leafing through the 5-inch stack of primitive artwork, Megan recalls saying to herself, "This guy has to do this. There is an urgency here, very creative." She offered Joe Sims the use of her studio. When Joe showed up the following Saturday, Laura Burrell was standing at his side. Thus was born the Orange Studio program.
Joe Sims, who's at that time was a 50-year-old African-American man with, I believe, a second-grade education and a severe learning disability. And the other one was Laura Burrell. She was about the same age. She'd come out of mental institutions and was living in a halfway house here in Orange. She had suffered from schizophrenia, had a pretty terrible life, but she had been trained as an artist before things went south on her, and she had a supportive family. Both of them needed to make art, and it's childlike, but at the same time, their design sense was wonderful.
Laura, and especially Joe, were immensely prolific. Joe would sometimes complete 3 or more works per day. The two went on to exhibit at the Outsiders Art Fair in New York City, with Joe also making an appearance at the Intuit Art Fair in Chicago. There was even talk of him being shown at the Tate in London. Since then, several other artists have participated in this program.
When folks here at the Art Center learned that there were no art teachers at Lightfoot Elementary and Unionville Elementary, some of the artists would get together and organize classes or projects. They got some grant money to do the banner exhibit, and so that those kids could have some exposure to the arts. I think that was the beginning of our outreach, even though it wasn't official. What happens here in this building is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of what the Art Center does in the community.
It all started one gray day when Anna Marie DeMio-Doan walked out of Dogwood Village having just delivered some flowers.
Maybe I would like to come here, see if they would let me do some art classes in here. I don't know. Maybe I could do that. And the cell phone rang, and it was Linda Marston Reed, said, "Anna Marie, I am so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. I have a proposition for you. Would you ever be interested in doing something that we're calling a community outreach program, and the class you would teach would be at Dogwood Village?" She got a grant to work with seniors and to start a program for people and who might not have the opportunity routinely to be exposed to the fine arts. And the next one on board, next group, was Head Start, right on the heels of that, which has grown into a great program, and then it just rolled from that onward. Boys and Girls Club, Visions, Bridges, Senior Center in Madison, Orange. So these were like the beginning partners, true partnerships with these people and these groups that just evolved into these really sturdy and unbelievably diverse programs.
Artists and musicians and authors and historians would hear about the program, and they'd want to be part of it.
Every year we do one exhibit a year of all the public school art, which brings in hundreds of kids and their parents, and they're so proud of the work their kids do, and that's what makes it all worthwhile.
We never really planned this. It just became this, which is so great about creativity, how it has a life of its own. Like, I feel like the program does. Like, I feel like art itself does that.
An arts center does many things for the community it serves. It offers classes, an exhibition gallery, an artist gift shop. Its outreach program brings art and performance to everyone from preschoolers to senior citizens. But it also brings something more to the people, the chance to create, to express one's individuality.
It's been great here for me to be able to develop a philosophy for outreach, really, a basic philosophy, which is, you know, art, everyone, who's an artist? Everyone, we're all artists, right?
Molly Stewart has been coming here since she was 8 or 9 years old. One year at the annual Visions exhibit featuring artwork from all the schools in the county, she won the People's Choice Award for self-portrait.
So that was really exciting that people enjoyed my artwork, and it was in this public forum so they could actually see what I had done and just appreciate it as much as I enjoyed painting it.
Art is nothing really but choice. That's it. You have a couple of rules. You got a couple of rules here, color mixing here and there. But once you get past that, it's the place to really define who you are and make those choices.
I think that's the wonderful thing about art, is that you can display like how you're feeling at the time, or how you think you look at the time, or just anything that's going in your mind can just be solidified and put onto paper.
So starting with those self-portraits, this is you. Is it the inside you, we'll call it, or the outside you that you look in the mirror at? You could do that, but is it the inside you who has like long hair with dandelions growing on the ends out? Who are you? Do you have purple eyes? No one's gonna say to the young person or an older person, oh, well, your hair's brown, why is it pink here? Or why is it striped like a zebra's? Or whatever it is.
I was told that I made my hair too thick, which is sad because I wish my hair looked like my portrait. That's the one thing that I wish.
Your choice is your choice, and we really believe that the more confident you get with your choice, placement, color, form, whatever it may be, that it translates to being more confident and comfortable making life choices. So that's really what it comes down to, is choice, and finding that through creativity, stretching yourself through creative endeavors.
Because of its pay-as-you-go policy, the Arts Center in Orange has built a reputation for being financially responsible. This has consistently paid off with grants from several foundations and the Virginia Commission for the Arts.
And once the Virginia Commission for the Arts recognizes you as a legitimate, solvent, useful business, they provide you funding. And every year we've reached the top tier for meeting all their criteria.
But funding from the state is only a small part of the Arts Center's funding needs.
And there's always the private people who, you know, small or large, give every time, and it's wonderful to get everything from all those people. Those people all worked hard for what they have been able to have in their lives, and to share it the way they do is a really incredible thing. This is the great thing. Foundations and private donations, that's it.
In addition to the outreach program and the day-to-day needs of operating a facility of this caliber, the Arts Center needs to raise money to structurally improve and grow in its building on Main Street.
Currently, we've just finished an expansion of the building because our classes have grown and our activities have grown so much that we needed more space. Through the generosity of a number of people, we were able to raise enough money to complete the first phase of the renovation. So now we have a larger classroom that we can offer to organizations to use for community events, for club meetings, whatever. It also enables us to have more children in the classes because we now have room for them. We now have a full-time clay studio that has pretty much everything you need to do wheel or hand building classes in clay. What happens is, to sort of make money, you got to have money. And so we've been very fortunate. There is a local foundation that has been very generous to us. And they ended up in this past campaign donating $100,000 if we could match it, which we did. And I have every indication that they're willing to help us in the second phase. The next expansion really has to do with upstairs, which is a huge part of this building that until recently we have not used for very much. We have completed in the renovation, first phase of renovation, we completed a storage room and a framing gallery and things like that. So we now have a space to store things that is safe, climate controlled, all of those things. The two other sections of the building, the front part of the building will become artist sort of studio space, because that can be a money-making situation for the Art Center. The middle part of the building is going to be a music room and library. It will also be a small enough room that can do small music events, and so it's another public art place.
If Ed Harvey peered in a crystal ball that showed what the Art Center in Orange would be like 20 years from now, what would he see?
Oh, I see it basically where it is. I think that we can grow in the number of classes we offer. I think our outreach can grow. And I think those are the major things we want to focus on. I don't think we've ever had any real plans of grandeur. I think the plans have always been to be part of the community, to serve the community's needs, and however we can do that. And just to keep exposing people to art. It's pretty simple.
The Art Center in Orange, bringing people to art and art to the people.